Hi, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Megan.
And we're your tiny neighbors. So, we figured we would do a Q&A kind of introduction video for this channel. Essentially, we decided to build a tiny house and are currently living in it. Figured we'd answer some questions.
Yeah, these are a few of the basic questions that we get from our friends and family, so we figured that you guys would be interested in it too.
First question that we get asked a lot is, how big is the house?
So our house is 8 by 20 square foot trailer, and on that we have built additionally an 8 by 8 sleeping loft that we're currently sitting on, and a 3 by 8 storage loft just above the front door. So all together it's just under 250 square feet, but of course the trailer itself is just 160 square feet.
Another question we get asked a lot is, how much does it cost to build a tiny house? How much have we spent, so far we've spent around $6,000, I'd say. The trailer was $1,000 we got on Craigslist, and everything else is just materials. So far we're right around the $6,000 mark.
Yep, we expected to go up to $10,000 by the time we finish up. We still have a lot of the bathroom to do, we have solar to do, and just buying furniture and stuff. We expect to have us around $10,000 as our final cost. So the other big question we get when we're building a house on a trailer is why we're even doing this. It's not like a lot of our friends and family, we're doing this beforehand, so the why question comes up a lot.
Yeah, just why we decided to do this, there's a few different reasons. A lot of people say, well, why don't you just buy an RV and stay in that? Or, why don't you? I mean, there's many different questions, and the reasons that we decided to do a tiny house on wheels and build one on a trailer is just the freedom and the just ability to kind of make our own space, design our own space and make it exactly how we want it. We designed this trailer together, and we picked out exactly how it would look and exactly how it's designed. So we were able to do that. Another reason is just how cheap it is. Obviously, you probably could get an RV for a couple $1,000s and live in that, but it would be a lot different than what we have here and right now. And what we have here right now, I really like. It feels like a house. When you come into here, it doesn't feel like an RV. It feels more like a small house,
or a small studio apartment. It just has a very homey feel that RVs don't typically have. Another thing that really appealed to us is that we could live anywhere and bring our house with us without getting into the rental market of whatever city we're entering. We can be a lot more flexible. People rent out their backyards at a much cheaper price. We could buy land somewhere, and we don't have to get involved in year-long leases. We have a lot more flexibility to move where we want to be. We're both in the job markets where we're excited to be more flexible, that we can live anywhere in the United States. We're not putting this on some sort of shipping container anytime soon across the ocean, but anywhere in the United States we could easily move to and find a place to live a lot easier than if we were depending on the rental market.
Yeah, I mean, as far as costs and things, when you buy a house, you have a mortgage that you have to pay each month. When we're done building this, we don't have a mortgage, and we have a place that we can live and stay at for free. Obviously, if we do buy land, we'll have to pay a mortgage on that, unless we buy it outright. But this is an option. I didn't want to throw money away each month at rent. We could have gotten an apartment very easily, but we would have put a lot of money into rent each month and wouldn't have been able to do the things like travel or go on fun vacations or buy something nice for us. anything like that. This kind of is an investment. I look at it as an investment for us to have something, a finished product that we own, as well as something that we're not putting money into each month, even though in the short term right now we are putting money into it each week, you know. It is an investment in that way.
And then the other reason of that is just being environmentally friendly. We have such a smaller footprint, like to heat the home. We'll get into that later, but it's just so much easier to heat a smaller space. Like every square foot of this house is used. And we can just be a lot more conscious of the decisions we make while building the house instead of moving into a house where you have very little control over how you're affecting the land around you. And we can just be a lot more conscious of the decisions we make on a daily basis.
Another interesting thing to talk about is our biggest challenges day to day, kind of living here, things like that. I would say one of the biggest, especially right now in the current position that we're in right now, because we are currently still finishing the house. It's not done yet. I'd say we're about 80% done, give or take. The biggest challenge for me right now is just space, you know. This is a tiny house, you know, we knew that getting into it, but while we're building and everything, there's a lot of construction materials, as far as building materials and tools and everything like that, and just kind of moving around those things and having to move those things throughout the house. That's kind of a big challenge right now because things feel very small at the moment, just because there's all this extra clutter inside the house currently.
Yeah, we're also not at the point where we have running water. So instead of just living in your house and having everything at your fingertips, we are currently in his parents' front yard, and they've been very supportive in helping us build it and letting us use our running water on a daily basis. But just not having a self-sufficient home is a stressor you don't really realize is there. But we're super excited. We're just so excited to move in that we've been dealing with these challenges on a daily basis. And I think we both find it worth it that we have like this house pretty much done, and it's just a little bit of maneuvering every evening to make sure that there's no sawdust near our closets, and we keep our sleeping area very clean of all the construction waste, and we find it worth it anyways. We're right now in upstate New York, and so since we have heating and a warm place to sleep, that's kind of what we needed to move into the area.
Another challenge that we're kind of facing right now is we also, along with not having running water, we don't have kind of three major things. We don't have running water, we don't have a bathroom, you know, we don't have a toilet or anything to use the bathroom, and we also don't really have anything to cook. We do have refrigeration. That was a nice little added thing that we have now.
So with building the house, we found that we're just grateful for every little update we give to our house. Like, we've seen this go from a metal trailer to a place we can really spend a night in and be warm in and call a home. So we were super grateful putting down flooring, getting our insulation covered with wall panels, getting a refrigerator to put food in instead of just eating snacks that don't need refrigeration. Getting a heater was a super exciting step up, and we're just looking forward to every step we're going to make in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, heat is a great thing, and we're very, very grateful to have it, especially in winter in New York. I'm also going to make a video on the heater that we use. We tried out a few different heaters, and we landed on Mr. Heater by, is it Coleman?
No, Mr. Heater's the brand.
Oh, Mr. Heater is the brand. Okay, so yeah, I'll do a video kind of going over all the heating options that we did and tried, and why some were great and some were not so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do use a Mr. Heater, the Buddy version, which is the smaller version, and it heats our house perfectly. It runs on propane, and yeah, we love it. It is it's great.
And we're thinking we're going to spend about $10 every week or so on propane once we have our propane stovetop in line also. So we have a very small propane bill that we're now going to be having with the heater and then eventually the stovetop.
Yeah, so our heating bill is probably, in dead of winter, probably going to be at most $50 a month. So we're pretty happy with that. So, yeah. So, where are we now on the tiny house? Like I said, I feel like we're about 80% done. What's the other 20% that needs to get done? Currently, we are working on sealing the whole house, just waterproofing it. It's very close. We only have a couple drips, but still those drips can cause a lot of damage if we finish the paneling and stuff. So we have to finish that. We have to completely watertight seal the house. But the next few things that we are doing the ceiling panels, which we are almost done. We only have to put one more ceiling panel up. We have to do wall panels, which most of them are done, but there's a good amount in the kitchen and the bathroom that still need to be finished. And we have to
finish up the plumbing. Right now, all of our plumbing lines are running in the wall, but we have to hook up our hot water propane heater and then finish up with bathroom and kitchen appliances to have the water run somewhere. So the plumbing is also about 80% done. Basically, the whole house is 80% done, but every project needs that last 20%, and then we still have some finishing touches of buying a table, countertops, sofa, and just the small last details to a house. So I think 80% done on almost every project in the house is about where we're at right now.
Yeah. Once again, we have to put in a compost toilet, and we'll do a whole video, I think, on the compost toilet and how we're gonna do that. We are gonna use the humidor system and see how that goes for us. Yeah, that's about it as far as finishing the house. I mean, it's the plumbing, it's sealing everything, putting all the panels up, and just furnishing the place at that point. After that, after we put the shower in, the rest is just furnishing it. So we are very close. It's just these last little bits that need to get done. What is hurting us the most is kind of working in the winter. Working when it's this cold out, it's really hard to waterproof a house, any house, with
rain,
very low temperatures. Yeah, lots of rain and very low temperatures, as it's been in New York. So hopefully we'll be able to finish that, get that done, and finish the house. So that's it for our first Q&A introduction video. We're hoping to put a lot more videos up on this channel. If you don't want to miss out on any of these channels, or if you're interested in the tiny house, just the tiny houses in general, we're going to go over a lot of topics and a lot of struggles that we've gone through in this, and just our perspective on living tiny in a tiny house. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you watching, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it.
Yep. Thanks so much.